Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Bod Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 296 on July 27th, 2022. I am Clyde, and today I'm joined by Matthew Ross.
Hello, everybody.
Michael Aston.
Hello, everyone.
And Jimmy Trammell.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Hey, we're back in the correct order. What's going on?
Sorry, I was late last week.
No, it's all good. It was my brain.
Your brain has difficulty doing it in the wrong order, right?
Because I say it in a specific order every
You've
week.
done it almost 300 times. I understand.
And it was like, wait,
I'm sorry. That's it. We're just going to have to start messing with his brain more. Jimmy, you need to log in a lot earlier.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that next
well,
week.
normally I'll move them because I can move you guys around.
Fine.
Now it's all jacked up.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Where did I go? Oh, there I am.
It was like all Inception there for a second.
Oh,
But
wow.
Now you got Mike on the West Coast.
there we go.
All right. How you doing, Clyde?
I'll be doing better once I turn off the pre-show. There we go.
What? I thought this was all pre-show, the whole thing.
Well, I mean, everything's pre-show, right?
I
One of
guess.
these days we'll get around to doing the actual show.
Yeah, maybe when after we break 300 shows, I guess. So I must be feeling better because yesterday I spent pretty much all day on top of a ladder, pulling wire inside of a maintenance building, essentially, fiber optic and Cat 5. Cat 5
If it was fiber optic, I hope you weren't pulling it that hard.
No. It was jacketed and had a pulling loop and all that, so it's fine. But it being like maybe upper 80s, lower 90s at the standing level, it's like 100 degrees or hotter up there. And oh man, I was feeling like I had a long day, but I didn't feel like I was gonna die, which means I'm feeling so much better. Yay for recovery.
Yeah, I can tell you 20 feet up in a air-conditioned warehouse.
Yeah, it's not
feet
air
up,
conditioned down there.
It is not air conditioned. I was up on a lift yesterday replacing a bunch of access points, and I was just soaking wet mess.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was even moving around. I wasn't like climbing a ladder. I was on that electric lift. But
it's when you get that guy to bring out one of those big fans to blow up at you while you're working. Could you
it
point that at me?
It wasn't worth it. But
okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. AC only works when you're on the ground.
Yeah. Darn stratosphere effect.
Although during the winter, it's probably really nice up there by the ceiling.
Yeah, that's true. If you're cold everywhere else, you get up there and it's like, oh, it's like 70 degrees in here. It's nice. Yeah. All that heat rises. Except for you're trying to heat the place, and down there it's halfway decent. And you get up there, it's like, man, it's hot up here. Can't win here.
All right. So what are we actually here to talk about?
We're talking about news, and I have big news. The guys at Meta have announced new pricing for their VR solution. They have announced that the Meta Quest 2 is going to start out at a new price of $399.99 for the 128 megabyte version. And if you get the 256 gigabyte version, sorry, gigabyte, not megabyte, you will get that one for $499.99. New prices. Aren't you just jazzed? It's great.
Wait, for the 2-year-old device?
Only $399 or $499, depending on the model. Isn't that wonderful?
That's what, $100 markup?
Maybe it's just new price as of August 1st. It's fine. No worries.
Yeah.
It-
So
2-year-old devices, isn't the price supposed to go down?
Come
Up?
on, it's inflation. It's fine. It's not like this company's like the most popular and profitable company, and like the number 3 in the world or something like that. Makes so much money.
what I would say, I think there's a couple of things. Obviously, yeah, the price going up is against the usual trend for electronics. However, in defense of the Quest,
What?
which I know that this is not the proper stance to take, but I will take the stance of defense. It is still unquestionably the leader in the space. It by far the most popular as far as sales and adoption. Technically, it's comparable to the Vive, if not better. So it's a really in a good position, and with the increase in costs related to electronics, CPUs, semiconductors, and such, it actually makes a lot of sense to me. Being in this kind of position, it doesn't make sense for them to continue to build these at or near cost, which is, I think, really the kind of the takeaway is that the initial model that these companies have taken with these products has shifted to be much more like consoles, selling them basically as loss leaders to drive sales in their app stores and on related products, making ad or whatever kinds of revenue they can off of it. And they're realizing, I think, that it's costing them more to make, so maybe those loss leaders are no longer like breaking even or a little bit of loss, but like actually losing them a significant amount of money. And then B, they're not getting as many additional sales as they initially probably expected, and they're relying on the future of the metaverse being the when they start to make that revenue. And it and second of all, third thing, this worked. I bought one
When it was
I had to buy
price.
it before the price went up.
Right.
I had to jump on it. I saw the prices going up $100. I'm like,
So you bought
Costco
another
still
one?
has
Oh,
them.
because you had the Rift.
I have the
before.
Rift, which it annoys me. Having the big cord sticking off the back of your head is pretty obnoxious.
How much you want for your old Rift?
What do you want for your Rift?
I'll probably keep the Rift for explicitly connected games like flight sim type stuff that I want to do in VR.
Like you're not going to play the Star Wars squadrons running around your room?
Exactly, yeah. I think so. For me, I really enjoy games like Beat Saber. They're a lot of fun. You can see my office. I don't have a big enough space in here to really play Beat Saber. I can make it work, but I've hit my hands on a couple of bookshelves and other things and caused minor injury to myself. So being able to do it downstairs in our living room where we have a lot more space would be a lot more conducive to those kinds of highly active games. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, being able to do Beat Saber and other kind of like exercisey type games downstairs. My daughters being able to play the dance games that they have, that kind of stuff. So I jumped on it.
And here I don't think that anyone's arguing that it's not worth that price. The rub is the fact that it's a 2-year-old device that you're raising the price. Now, if they said, "Hey, we're releasing the
Quest 2 Plus,
3,
Quest 2 Lite, or the 3,
the Quest 3, and it's going to be $100 more than the previous generation,"
no arguments.
No arguments, and they wouldn't even have to do anything. They could just change the color. Or put just a new sticker on it. It's the same hardware, and people wouldn't even thought twice.
Well, I disagree with that. I think that as consumers, we've become savvy enough that kind of shenanigans actually raises more ire now than it did in the past. If they tried to do something like that, it would it would raise alarms. People like us would be shouting from the rooftops about how
If they
awful it is.
instead did the, okay, we got the original edition, it's still in pricing, but at the original price, but release the new version, which had small little tweaks and the new colors,
Mhm.
and they sold that for extra $100 more or whatever, but they kept releasing it, a limited number of those of the
So
original.
what they need to do is they need to make it red and call it the U2 edition, and they can charge $200 more, as demonstrated by Apple.
This is true. If they had released a special edition and stopped making the old one,
Exactly,
so that you can only get the special edition, that might have worked. It might have made people a little happier. I think in the end, what it boils down to is this device is still the leader amongst its group, right? And it's the best of its peers. And there's no reason to improve the specs of any sort. Like it is more than sufficient to do everything that's out there right now. That's maybe an argument for the fact that, or about the fact that technology hasn't improved from a software perspective as much as it should have. The fact that in 2 years, everything that ran on the original still runs effectively on the old one is a little unfortunate and unusual, right? In PCs, graphics card that's 2 years old, it's not going to run the newest games on ultra settings and stuff like that. And that's kind of been the trend, but that continues to march forward at a quick pace. It seems like virtual reality type games are kind of holding to the original specs that they were given, and they're not really pushing the boundaries a lot.
Yeah. So like I said, the big rub though is the fact that it's a 2-year-old device with no adjustments or improvements. It's from a consumer level, it's hard to accept the price increase.
I'm paying $3.50 for my Dr. Pepper, and it hasn't gotten any more advanced or technically savvy than it was 6 months ago when it was only $3. I'm just saying,
yeah,
I'm okay with it, but I also am the one who jumped on it and just bought it today because I didn't want to pay the extra $100.
Well,
so.
yeah, you did the smart play. So yeah, hey, maybe this will pay off for them, and they will sell out of all the remaining stock before the price increase has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like when Disney says, we're putting this video in the vault. You're not going to be able to buy it ever again until we're ready to sell it in a new platform. And then
the idea of artificial scarcity works, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. Based on my luck, though, 3 days after I receive it, they'll announce the number 3, because that's what happened.
Thank you for your contribution.
It's like whenever Michael buys an expensive piece of technology, they come out with a replacement that's far better the day after he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Clyde's got the, if you like a show, it gets canceled. I've got the, if I buy some hardware, it gets replaced with a much better version.
Okay, I'm finally going to get into this thing, and they cancel it.
See, and that's why I buy hardware that is 2 generations old. Because I wait for the price to come down to where I want to pay.
Right.
Because 2 generations old is still better than what I'm currently using.
Right. I think Jimmy's thing is, he sits and sips wine and watches everybody else go crazy.
Pretty much. While you guys were talking, I was just looking at all the deals on eBay that you can get these things for, right? An increase of $100 for 2-year-old technology. Yeah, I'm sure they'll make hundreds of dollars.
Yes, they will.
Well, they already made $100 off of a couple people plus Mike. That
I was going to say they made hundreds of dollars just off me. It's like,
well, according to them, they lost money off of you because it's too expensive now.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been talking for like weeks now about the NFL Plus thing. First, we announced that it's a thing, and then it's called NFL Plus, and that it's coming this fall, and it's coming soon. And guess what? It's finally here, and it launched not this Monday, but the Monday before. It is, or maybe it was this Monday, I can't remember. It is gonna be $4.99 a month, which is like a really good deal compared to, I'm looking at you, MLB Network. It will give you access to local or primetime games on your various devices. It'll let you get out of market preseason games on your devices. It'll let you listen to the audio of any game live. So it gives you access to a lot of the various things. Anything that basically isn't under contract that an NFL can give you, they're going to give you for this one fee. You can also pay $39.99 per year to you have access to it. When we originally talked about it and said, hey, maybe it'll be cheap enough that almost everybody will buy it, this is almost cheap enough that almost everybody's gonna buy it.
$40 a year, except it doesn't include nationally televised games,
right? Because they're under contract.
Because anybody else, I mean, if it's nationally televised, then everybody can already watch it. So
oh, well, I'm just imagine how much money people spend going to the games, buying all memorabilia and jerseys.
I mean, this is almost 1 month of Netflix.
For
sorry.
sports.
Okay. Oh, a year of this is equivalent to 2 years of Netflix, or 2 months of Netflix.
Yeah, it's like to say a couple months of Netflix.
Yeah, two months of Netflix, because Netflix is about $20 now. So
yeah.
But
it'd be 3 months, but yeah.
But if you're a guy like me, right, who lives in Florida and his team is the Las Vegas Raiders, right? This is a pretty good deal, right? Because it gives me access to, even if I am just listening to it by audio, right? It gives me access to the Raiders games. Yeah. So I like this, and probably will sign up for it.
I mean, the preseason kicks off on August 4th, and that's Jacksonville playing the Las Vegas Raiders, but that's a nationally televised game, and it won't be on this.
You can listen to the audio.
The thing I think you need to,
so you can already watch it.
We need to see somebody start. You know how like Nevada offers like email, like mailboxes, like you can pay people to be your mailbox in Nevada so you can incorporate there. The same kind of thing in a market that has no teams. So it's like a completely open market so that everybody can join up and put their IP address from, North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota, or something like that. And so nothing will be out of market or in market, and they'll be able to watch all the preseason stuff regardless of whether it's in market or not.
So if that's something that you want to do, let me know, because I could probably set that up for you.
I don't care enough to try something like this. I'm just saying somebody's got to do this. It would be logical for those people that are like, man, I want to watch all these preseason games, but I live in the city where
actually I think North Dakota is technically considered in market Vikings.
Oh, maybe. I'm just saying maybe Alaska, Nome, Alaska or something. There you go. Somebody up in Nome. Don't even really need to be there. You just have to allow everybody to use your mailbox there.
Dear
say,
Santa,
this is where
can I use your house as a mailbox?
That's right.
We got a next story here. Hey, the guys from Meta have updated their Horizon Worlds app. They've added an 18 and up tag for that app, which means that it's not intended for people who are, teenagers or younger, because people can say and do most things they want inside there. Well, they can't really get too close to each other or to, or do it. There's restrictions. But this does open up the ability for other developers, or maybe even Meta themselves, if they really want to make apps that maybe do some of these more adult content things. That being said, there are restrictions. They're still requiring a couple things. For example, you can't have anything sexually suggestive, or you can't do depictions of people in
no
explicit
VR
positions.
strip club yet.
So, well, hold on. but nudity is not necessarily not allowed. So my first guess is naked golf. We're gonna see it. It's coming. Nothing bad's gonna happen. People are just gonna be golf in the nude. It's gonna happen.
I'm remembering
with legs.
The one of the most popular mods when people were modding the Xbox was there was a skin pack for DOA beach volleyball, which removed all the clothes. I'm imagining something like that.
Well, that one had the physics engine for the for boobs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. But yeah,
Well,
I that's what I'm expecting, something along those lines.
Yeah, this stuff sells, unfortunately. Well, whatever. However you feel about it, it sells. And so it's going to come into the thing, and there's going to be people who are, upset that their 4-year-old was put on the headset and saw something that was inappropriate for that kid. And you're going to have people who are going to take advantage of, trying to do whatever. They're going to find the loopholes and all this. And so this could become a huge problem if they don't manage it and handle it one way or another, or it could be Second Life. We'll see what happens.
So I would say this was inevitable. Obviously, I don't think that anybody would have expected that adult-related areas weren't going to eventually exist in the VR metaverse. I'm annoyed, that it happened so quickly, mostly because I am not sure how good of a job they'll do from keeping my particular kids away from this stuff, which, just means I'll have to be a little bit more diligent, especially since that is one of the main things that makes me want to have this. But that said, I do think that their intention here is to keep it fairly separated and marked off. And if it has this tag, I assume there will be a way to prohibit that tag on an account. So yeah, okay. That's kind of how I see it.
Very cool. All right, Apple has works very closely with their partners for their parts. And looks like the company TCL, known to us for making various televisions and other cool technology with screens, is working very hard in order to become one of the Apple suppliers for their LCD panels. In particular, they're looking to be one of the suppliers for iPads and MacBooks. And that means that they will be one of the other two suppliers, the other one being BOE, that would be selected for these things. This is apparently this is only for LCDs, not for OLEDs. I don't know who Apple uses for their OLED displays, but these LCD displays, I see BOE all the time in cheap Chromebooks, and so I could see them getting into this market might also spread them into other devices as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like BOE used to make the OLED panels, right?
Oh. I don't know who made the
or
OLED.
Does LG and BOE make them now?
Oh,
because it says Apple reinstated BOE to provide OLED panels for the after the manufacturer changed the design.
Is BOE
they were told
also
to halt production, so they changed the design. Okay, one of them was making the screen for the phone and changed the design without Apple's.
Oh, I'm sure that
their, yeah, without their permission, and then so Apple ordered them to halt production back in February.
Wow.
So I think it was.
How
BOE.
dare you make a change?
Yeah.
It shall not be accepted.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I think that the biggest partner was up until this was Samsung. Samsung was making a lot of their displays.
Yeah, because it says here the LG is expected to provide at least 55%.
It also says that Samsung has bagged the biggest share of the tech giant's business with 60 million units, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I think the only thing that surprises me is that they're opening up to a different Chinese manufacturer as opposed to trying to diversify away from China and the independence there. I'm a little surprised that at this particular juncture they would be sticking with Chinese companies as opposed to going more Korean.
Well,
or
I mean, because if
South
they're
Korean or
dealing with,
Japanese or something.
if they're currently dealing with LG and Samsung's Korean, and so I mean, this would be the first Chinese company.
Well, BOE that they are using right now is also Chinese.
Oh, are they? Okay, so
Yeah.
basically, it sounds like, yeah,
they're just changing to a different Chinese brand.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. We shall see if that makes a lot of sense.
I think what it is with the constraint of the supply chain, they're just diversifying their supply chain is what they're doing.
And I'm not.
My concern right now is the results of any potential havoc that occurs in Taiwan and sanctions that may be leveraged against China as a result. This isn't the time, like right now, where there's real uncertainty there, that I would be signing contracts with companies in China, because there's a very high probability that in the next 6 months we have significant sanctions over imports and exports from China, which would have a huge impact on a large contract with a Chinese company.
Yeah.
I'm sure Apple has clauses in their contracts that says if that happens, that the deal is off.
I'm sure Apple has clauses in their contract that says if the sun turns black, they can cancel the contract at any time. So they probably have a really long contract with every possibility. Hey, Disney Plus is adding a new feature for everybody. The device, they're giving an update for various devices out there, and it's going to be a free update that adds Dolby Atmos to your devices. In particular, if you are using an Apple device, you probably have this, and it's working great. If you are someone using an Android device, or
the update is that they're removing it.
TVOS, the update is that you are no longer getting Dolby Atmos because they broke it. Now, so happily, they're supposedly trying to fix it. Maybe they've got it fixed already. I don't know, but yeah. So Dolby Atmos, if you were expecting that to work, there may be a problem on your
the problem is the problem here is that Dolby Atmos was already working on Android TV and the NVIDIA Shield and all these things, but in order to make it work on Apple, they broke everything else.
Right. I think it's hilarious. All right. So here's an interesting story. The TV show Stranger Things. Apparently, the guys at Netflix have allowed the Duffer Brothers? Yeah, the Duffer Brothers to change and edit the Stranger Things show in order to make a change, basically to fix a mistake. I actually didn't read so far to see what they changed, but that's not so important here. What they've done is they've gone back and they've made an edit that some people may have noticed as some type of plot hole or something, and they've made a change to basically close that possible plot hole. So the question is, we are in a new crazy world of people not necessarily owning a hard copy of their movies or TV shows anymore. You have access to one that is provided to you by the people who have basically produced it and published it, which means they at any time could change it. As the Duffer Brothers themselves said, George Lucas did.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
So this isn't anything new. Most people, when buying VHS or DVD copies of a movie, got something that didn't match exactly what was played in the theater. So there is a history of the property owner or the rights owner making changes after the fact. The real question, though, is how much is too far? It's the proverbial slippery slope that, yes, you can go back and fix stuff. But what if, there's been allegations in the past, like year or so of stuff that is now considered not PC, the episodes have been taken down. What if rather than taking the episode down, they go in and they retroactively change the thing that is now culturally problematic?
Yeah. So
I don't like it.
Here's my thing. I think when a mistake like this, a continuity error, and it doesn't give details about what exactly was fixed, just that it was a continuity issue, they accidentally had him have brown hair in episode 1 and he's supposed to have blonde hair, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't care. I don't see any problem with making those changes. And to be honest, I don't really care if they want to make changes to their own product. Like, if I wrote a book, I could release a second edition with grammar corrected in a sentence. There's come on, this is stupid. Mm-hmm. Why do we even care? I think that there is a difference, at least in this context, between what they're doing and what George Lucas did, which was adding scenes that he didn't believe were technically feasible, that he wanted to initially, but were technically infeasible at the time, like having Jabba the Hutt encounter Han Solo in Corellia. Not in Corellia, on Tatooine. That scene, it was stupid in my opinion to add. I didn't like it at all. But there's no reason that he couldn't do that. This is his choice. This is his work. Like, if he wanted to make a change, I think that you stand the risk of catching the fans' ire, the ants' fire, because they don't like the change. Like in this case, they adjusted the shooting scene with Greedo and stuff like that too, right? Those things upset people, and it upset me, but I still think he absolutely has the right to do that. It's his thing. I would like for him to have said, we'll continue to make the originals available, which he did not do, but that's his choice. It's his thing. I think the idea of us telling artists or creators what they can and can't do is stupid. I hope that they won't do these things, but what position are we in to say?
But
who are we to tell them what they can and can't do?
My original question is, how far is too far? What if they...
That's my point.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any right to tell them that there's anything that's too far. Yeah. If they want to re-release the show with the genders swapped of every single character, they should have the right to do that.
I'm sorry,
our role to tell them no.
When I saw the movie Clue in the theater, I saw one ending and I heard it was not the same ending somebody else saw. I am upset. Actually, that's the point of that one, but it's there are ways to play with this, which is interesting. I think personally, the version control is important here. But if you were to somehow be able to say, hey, we updated this, it's been changed, this is version 2.0, and so if you had the 1.0 before, you could probably tell the difference. We think it's an improvement, and then you could have critics saying, oh, version 1.5 was the best. I mean, it was the best way of having, and that's fine too. But at the same time, Clyde's argument of at the end of let's take oh shoot, what is the
well, I can give a good example.
Sure, go ahead.
So a good example would be the movie Titanic. Change the sex of every character in the movie Titanic, it would not have been a big hit.
No.
Because it wouldn't have been believable, because at that time women weren't allowed to drive ships.
No.
And nobody would have thought twice about them running into this.
If it had been a man cheating on his fiance, it would not have been a popular movie.
All right, I'm going to change it. Okay, the story, the movie that's going to be changed is High Noon. At the end of that movie, it is implied that he rides away on his horse, and it's not clear whether or not he's alive or dead, but he rides into the sunset. What if they changed it so it was clear that he died or that he was alive? He turned around and waved. Would you think that would be I would possibly, to many people, that would ruin the movie? because part of that story is the riding off in the sunset, and you don't know. So if it changes the point of the movie, I don't care about genders, whatever, I don't care. If it changes the story of the meaning of the movie, that could be something enough to piss people off. Now, let's say the guy who made High Noon did that, and he said, "Oh yeah, this is the new version. It has a different ending." Okay,
Yeah.
There's an old version. I understand you have a new one. Yours sucks. Fine.
Okay.
You know,
But I mean, you know, the creators of the content, right? They pay the price for not making the money, for pissing people off. That's where they pay the price at.
you know,
and that's the point. Like, we can only argue with our pocketbooks, and if they're still okay making a dumb choice, that's their choice. That's what it means to be a creator. I also think I would say the versioning sounds good, but it's only that you can only really do versioning if you aren't continuing forward. And I mean that is simply like, if you've ever tried to develop software and you've had to maintain multiple code trains because of different versions, that it's a nightmare, right? Like, you're constantly having, so you would have to stop all of the previous code trains and go with the new one, or version trains.
No, as far as streaming, I understand that argument, because then you have all that, but we do actually have modern technology to do that very easily. The streaming versioning is super simple now. Thank you, Git and other programs that makes that super simple. But I'm particularly talking about releases. If a thing is released, and once that's released, that is a way it came out into the world. And if you ask me, if you get the TV release, it's technically a different version. Oh, I watched the TV version. They cut out all the cuss words, and they cut out a scene to make it shorter because it was edited for time. It's technically, I mean, it's trying to be the same film. Oftentimes, that case, it's fine.
I was going to say, I mean, several times a week, I watch stuff that was retroactively changed in the form of dubbing, where the dialogue is not the original dialogue. They had, there were changes that had to be made for regionalization, to be able to change words to match, the mouth movements, or in the example, an anime that we've talked about several times, Ghost Stories, where the dubbing is 100%
intentionally
not even close
Hilarious.
to what the original was. They just kind of did their own thing, and they just made stuff up as they went along.
Us who started figuring it out loved it.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm not for or against it. I'm just curious how far is too far? What would it take for this to become a bad thing?
For me, what it would take for it to become a bad thing was if they sell a movie and then they show you the movie and you go, "What? I love this movie. It was so good. Let's go watch it because I just saw it and I want to go see it again. Come on, let's go see it again." And then something changes to the point that it is literally an important piece of the plot is changed. Then I would be upset, unless they announced as part of that, "Hey, we've made changes. This is with this version."
Usually, I mean, so what you're saying is basically you don't like when you get the director's cut without it saying director's cut.
I would agree with that. That's fine.
Yeah. I think it only really becomes a problem if it becomes common to make contextual changes to movies.
I mean, because this has been done with video games in the recent history, where they've gone in and removed entire levels or areas.
Or they fixed bugs.
I mean, and, they fix the bugs, which then ruins some sort of gameplay, because now I can't, climb up this hill.
I can't go through this wall that I could before if I jumped just right.
supposed to go through. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's the same like with alternative endings to movies, right? Sometimes they offer that in the extra content that you get with the movies, right?
Yeah.
But
I think
go ahead.
Realistically, the only people that are going to care are, as the article point or states, the most pedantic of pedants With Star Wars, most people don't care about the extra scenes, but you have those diehards that were just absolutely mad. Same thing with the Stranger Things. Most people won't notice or care, but you will have a select few that are furious.
Mm-hmm.
Furious. You ruined my childhood.
That's possible.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
those...
to them, I'd say, I sure hope you have a copy of the version you like, or I hope you can get.
Oh yeah. It's streaming only. Sorry about that.
And to those people, I would also say, come on, grow up. Your childhood isn't ruined by anything other than how awful.
Unless you are actually a child.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually, one kind of side note of that was, imagine a show that isn't like hard recorded a copy. Think of like something like a play. Sometimes those things change every night. When somebody messes something up, oops, the plate broke, and so they had to improv something. Again, in that case, if they don't change the overall story arc and plot points, it's fine. You still probably would be happy about your going to see your play. So it's just interesting. Discord. Everybody loves Discord, right? I like Discord. Discord's a pretty cool app. Lets you do kind of cool, talking to your buddies, setting up rooms, being able to play games together on your PC. And oh, what's this? Xbox wants to be able to do that. Didn't Microsoft try to buy Discord? Yes, they did. And Discord said, nah, not happening. Well, it would have been nice if they did buy them for one reason. Would have been easier for you to set up a way for you to chat on Discord on Xbox, because apparently it does work now, but it involves you downloading the app onto your phone and and signing into Discord, and then signing into your phone, and then linking your gamer tag to your own device, and then trying to find their friends on the thing and trying to tap the button that says let's play on Xbox together. And I'm not clear if you're talking to each other on your phone, if you're talking to each other through the Xbox, through Discord. I don't know, but it's complicated, but it's there. This is a pretty much as bad as it is for you to use the voice chat feature on the Switch, which is an external app on your phone.
So it makes sense that there should be Discord functionality on the Xbox console, since so many people use Discord while they're gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's easy to use.
They're not there yet.
Yeah. That's the thing.
All right.
Did we want to talk about Amazon Prime?
Did I skip one?
Well,
I
wasn't going to say that, but you can admit it if you want.
Which one?
Amazon Prime prices have jumped in the
Well,
UK,
it doesn't affect us. It's just the people in Europe. Who cares? I mean, it's not like they're going to be paying what a 43% more or something, like a gigantic increase. Wait, oh, sorry. Some of you are getting rate hikes that high. Looks like the UK is going from £79 to £95. The guys in the French Prime members will see an increase from €49 to 69 and 90 cents in euros.
So since the dollar is pretty much on par with the pound
right now,
or the euro right now, I don't remember which.
Zero.
So does that mean they've only been paying $40 a year, and now they're bringing basically up to parity? Because we've been paying what, 120 or something like a year,
something like that,
like 130. I think.
Okay, so now, no,
and they're paying.
Raise
but
it.
I don't think they get like as good of a service with the like 2 day on everything and like 1 day and less than a day on a lot of things.
Yeah, most of the 2 day stuff takes 3 to 4 days to get to me.
So
2 day.
Oh, well, see, I don't deal with that at all.
And there's
a
stupid Amazon warehouse like 10 minutes from my house.
Isn't there one 10 minutes from everybody's house? I'm just asking.
I order stuff from Dennis Kirk. It's regular shipped, which means I get it the next day.
Nice.
Amazon, it takes time, but
because they use their own people to ship
yeah,
it.
but so I'm looking at this. It looks like the annual Prime membership in the UK will go up to $114 and the other European countries will see it go up to $70. Okay, so yeah, there's
Still a good price.
Yeah, it's still
I
good
mean,
price.
in Germany, it's going up to $90 or 90 euros, right? Which is now equivalent to $90.
91.25.
So that sounds like it's less than what we're paying.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is okay, good. They've gotten a free ride for far too long. They need to retroactively edit all of the stuff that they were watching.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't quite get the point of the article really.
Well, no, the article was just that it would. I mean, it's when you look at it, they're going up by up to 43% increase.
Mathematically, it calculates, right? But the thing is, if you look at it from a practical sense, right, it's really.
Where did we start in the United States? $75 a month or a year?
It was not 79 or
literally
even, it might have even been 99. I can't remember.
It turned into 99. I know, but it started off in the 70s.
It was 79. Yeah.
But that's where they literally guessed, and then later they brought it up. So we've already gone up a lot too.
So in France, it's still less than that.
Yeah. It's fine.
All right. Fine. Well, too bad. Suck it up.
If you have been thinking maybe you should get that cool new Spotify car thing, we talked about it before. You've been thinking about it for a while, haven't you? Because you haven't bought it. Because apparently they haven't had very much demand for it because the Spotify car thing is they're discontinuing it and discounting what they got in stock to down to $50 to get rid of the stock.
They still won't sell it $50. That thing was so dumb.
I mean, not only that, that's what you call it when you don't know what it is. Like, seriously, this is the dumbest name of anything.
It's a car thing.
Spend $80 and get one of these. This is the wireless Android Auto thing that I had to try all year to finally get, but I can't use it because that car is currently broken. So I finally get it and I can't use it. But
how many broken cars and other vehicles do you have?
Oh, it's just that one.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah.
Remember when they made the car the thing? There was a car.
Oh yeah, the Volkswagen
the thing.
It's a Volkswagen thing.
I do remember the thing vaguely.
Yeah.
So would you buy a car thing for your thing?
Maybe. Yeah. This thing was dumb. We talked about it before, and I am not surprised that they canceled it. Yeah. Good riddance.
Okay, so if you have a Nest camera or a Nest doorbell, you have had the option to view the feeds of those through either your computer, your device, your phones, or through a smart display. It looks like they've made an update recently to the Chromecast with Google TV so that it can also be one of the targets for showing what's on those displays, which is interesting because I think all the other companies have been doing this like forever now, and
yeah,
Google is finally catching up.
But this isn't the first time that Google had a product that their other products couldn't use.
Right.
The Android TV came out without YouTube TV functionality built in. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it took so long. I guess if you're a Nest user, then and an Android TV user, then congratulations. The rest of the world says okay.
Yeah, this sounds like what we usually are saying about Apple stuff, right? Like, oh, you finally got on parity with the other products.
Except for when Apple has a thing that has to talk to another Apple thing, they're almost always instantaneously having that at work. What they usually have is this new feature.
Right.
It's revolutionary. Features. And that feature has been in the market for years.
Yeah. If you look at
It's
it
fine.
from the added feature perspective is what I meant. You are absolutely correct. Apple's stuff almost always works brilliantly well together.
Yes, that is one of their big things.
The funny thing is, back in May, Nest introduced an Alexa skill that let you do this with the Echo Show Fire TV and Fire TV tablet. So it was available on the Amazon or in the Amazon ecosystem.
Before it was
That's
on the
May, June, July. So like more than 2 months before it was on their own platform. Good job, Google.
Yeah.
And that is
Somebody-
the week's. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say somebody at Nest was like, come on, Amazon's even added it. Can't we?
No. Google did the integration to make it work on Amazon.
That's
Right.
that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
even works with Amazon's products. Can't we make it work with ours?
Yeah.
Right. Those
When are
unfortunately
we
are
going to
different
focus on our own platform rather than
Yes.
writing for other? You'd think that would be first.
Sad.
Well, okay. I'll try saying it again. That is the news of the week.
All right. Well, that brings us to the point in the show where we like to say thank you. Thank you to the people that make this show possible by giving us money. You know,
Money's good.
everybody likes money.
Money's very good.
Everybody likes money. I mean,
You
that's
know
why
what you
Meta
can
is
do with
raising the
money?
price on a 2-year-old product.
You know what you can do
'Cause
with money?
Money.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you can get things with money. Like,
Oh no, I thought you could save it.
well, you could save it. Like, we got to find something to spend it on.
Well, we do buy our domain and our
Yeah.
infrastructure. We do the stuff that runs the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe we should just use that money. We can throw a big VOD squad party for all of us, and
That'd be cool.
and then nobody else is invited.
That's
Well, except maybe the patrons. The patrons that paid to
Yeah,
party.
if they kind of fitted the bill, I guess we should let them in the party. That makes sense.
No, but if you you would like to be, or if you find some sort of value in what we do here every week, and you would like to contribute, it's very easy. Just go on over to patreon.com/thevod squad, and we don't ask for much. We don't ask for anything. I think the minimum Patreon minimum is $1 a month. You can specify $1 per month one time.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
That's
I remember as a kid thinking, hey, if I could get everybody to send me a penny, because how hard is it? If you ask someone for a penny, they'll give you a penny.
Right.
But in 2020, $1 is the new penny.
Almost.
So we're just asking everybody to give us $1.
Mhm.
If everybody in the world gave us $1 every month, we could quit our jobs and we
There
could
are
just do
things that we
this
could
full
do.
time.
We would meet the requirement for us to stop showing the show.
Actually, you're right. Well, if everybody in the world gave us $1, we could stop doing this
I
Right.
was going to say for 1 month, we would stop.
every month.
I
Yeah,
promise we
Every
would
month.
stop right away.
yep,
Exactly.
that's right. I forgot about that. So, all right. Why don't we move on? We can get to Rants and the Raves. Rants and Raves. What do we got?
I only have a little bit of things to talk about. First, I watched and finished the Miss Marvel show.
Okay.
It was cute. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was corny, but like high school kid corny, which is what the target audience really is.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. It was fine. It was fun, and I feel like that was well worth my time, and also I feel like I know a lot more about Pakistan than I ever have before. It was an education.
Pakistan?
Yes.
Are you sure you were watching the right show?
Absolutely. Watch 2 episodes and you'll be like, yep, there's an awful lot of Pakistan.
She's a Pakistani.
Yeah. Yes. And there's a lot
American.
of talk about the history. So
Wait, Miss Maisel? They're Jewish.
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Oh, I was thinking Miss
Super.
I was thinking Miss Maisel.
She's not from Pakistan.
Oh, that's why I was confused. Oh, okay, never mind.
It's like, almost the same show. Very, very similar.
Well, see, and the thing is, I was completely on board with you as you were describing it until you said Pakistan. And that's when I was like, wait, Miss Maisel? No. What? They went to France for 1 season. Oh, okay. Yeah, Miss Marvel. Gotcha.
I probably spelled that wrong, but that's okay. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I am going to be on Cinemavention tomorrow live with W. Scottus One.
What are you
we
watching?
are watching. He has already watched, and I have watched. Unfortunately, I missed the watch party, but he is interviewing me for the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I have no idea how he feels about that film, because that movie.
You sure he watched it?
He might not have. That's it's a good
I
point.
was say I have
know.
never made it past that like 30 to 40 minute intro. I usually
the landing of the spaceship.
I don't have time for this.
Yes, the movie is known for its very long periods of something happening very slowly with music that makes you want to almost.
I can honestly say I have never watched that movie. I've seen parts of the movie, but I have never sat down and watched it, because every single time I'm like, nope. And I'm doing something else.
Wabbit mentions in the chat that he did see it at the watch party and he did not understand it, which will make tomorrow's interview very interesting.
I'm not surprised by that.
Me neither.
It's honestly, I remember quite enjoying it, but it has been a very long time since I've seen it. So I don't know how well it holds up. And I also don't know if I would enjoy seeing it again. But I saw it probably 25 years ago or something. And I remember enjoying it quite a bit.
If I remember right, the first time I tried to watch it, there were like 3 commercial breaks during the opening. That's how long that opening is.
So you watched it on TV. That must have been like a 12-hour TV marathon for one movie.
No, I don't remember. But yeah. Yeah.
So that's it for me.
No, Wabbit, it's not hoity-toity. Nothing happens for like so long. It's just, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, sorry, I'm stuck on this 2001: A Space Odyssey now. Like the show is not a bad show. It just doesn't stand up to our current expectations and standards of movies and TV now.
I mean,
where you
I tried
expect
to watch
somebody
it for the
to be
first
blown
time
up or
30
killed in the
years
first
ago.
30 seconds.
We can discuss this further.
We'll talk about that in the post show.
Yeah.
Post-show
Right.
banter
Okay,
all day
that's
long.
fair. That said, I also watched Miss Marvel. I think that's probably just about the only thing I have watched so far since last week, and I did quite enjoy it. It was everything that you said. It was fun. It was kind of silly. It was teenager oriented. It's not so goofy and ridiculous that adults can't enjoy it, but it is clearly targeted at that high school, middle school age crowd. And it's great for all of them, for them, and like I said, enjoyable for adults too, especially Marvel fans.
Yeah.
That's it. Jimmy.
Yeah, so I'm still enjoying the Only Murderers in the Building. Still watching that show on Hulu. Great show. But over the weekend, I got a chance to watch Netflix new release, The Gray Man. The main character is Ryan Gosling. And Clyde, I know you're not too big a fan of Chris Evans. However, I think you ought to give this a watch because Chris Evans plays a bad guy in this movie.
I don't have any...
And he plays a pretty good bad guy.
I don't have anything against Chris Evans. I don't like Captain America.
Fair.
Because the Captain America movies are boring. I like Chris Evans and other stuff.
Fair enough. Well, then you'll probably like this because you know the Gray Man, you know, typical action movie, right? You know, it's got the similar plot what you'll see in a lot of action movies, but I was really, Chris Evans, he plays usually he's playing like a good guy or a hero type, right? But in this movie, he's a bad guy, right? And he plays quite a good bad guy. And Billy Bob Thornton has a bit in it. I thought Billy Bob Thornton was pretty good. This is not going to be like a top 10 movie or anything like that, right? But it was entertaining, worth the watch. So I enjoyed it over the weekend. It kept me entertained from beginning to end. So if you haven't watched this one, I'd recommend checking it out.
Okay. I don't know who's going to be interested in this. I found a movie recently. I started watching it thinking it was going to be a good movie party movie, but it's actually a decent movie. It's called Modern Vampires. It came out in 1998. This was starring Casper Van Dien immediately following riding that wave of success he got after Starship Troopers. But I mean, it features Rod Steiger, Udo Kier, Craig Ferguson, which is the whole reason I started watching it, Kim Cattrall, Natasha Lyonne, who we now know from like Russian Doll and Orange is the New Black, but in 98, nobody knew who she was. It's like set in modern day LA. It's a fun movie. And I don't know how I never knew this movie happened. I think I may have, when it came out, I may have been out at sea. Because there's a lot of times stuff would come out and I wouldn't know about it because I wasn't in the country. But yeah, basically, the elevator pitch is Dr. Van Helsing is trying to get to the vampires that are basically have embedded themselves in LA, like social life. So he hires a bunch of gang members to help him hunt them, which on the surface sounds really funny, and it is kind of funny, but it's kind of awesome. And I mean, Craig Ferguson as a vampire. I mean, how can you not like that? But yeah, Rod Steiger is Van Helsing, and and Udo Kier. Udo Kier was just wonderful. So watch it. It's so much fun.
Very interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think I have anything else. Reminder: this week is movie party. July is Murica month. We will be watching Independence Day Disaster. And no, you didn't hear that wrong.
I just opened a new incognito a minute ago.
Also, we will be watching The Lost Treasure of the Grand Canyon, which stars Michael Shanks and Shannon Doherty. So, and my guess for that movie is they discover a Stargate that transports them to Beverly Hills, or as Cogswell pointed out, it would be SG-90210. would be the designation. I don't know, but it's going to be fun. And
wow.
And if you have never watched Big Voice Jay's show on Saturday leading up to the movie party, even if you're not going to stick around for the movie party, make sure you watch this week. There's a new segment that's going to be tried out, and it's going to be awesome. And so make sure you watch Big Voice Jay on Twitch starting at 7 p.m. Central on Saturday. You don't stick around for the movie party, that's fine. I don't care. We'll miss you. But
Okay.
Make sure you don't miss Big Voice Jay. All right, but let's go ahead and wrap this up. Some housekeeping. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. And make sure you come see us live while you still can. We're coming close to 300. Isn't that when we're ending everything?
I think that's when the contract ends that we have to decide if we're renewing.
Yeah. So
right.
300, I think, is a decent trial run.
Yeah.
If it's not
although I think we're now allowed to talk about it because I think there's like a clause we weren't allowed to talk about.
Yeah. The NDA is about to run out.
Yeah, I think we're okay to talk
just
about
because I don't think those people care anymore, or they don't even realize we're still doing this.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central here on YouTube. I almost said Twitch. We haven't been on Twitch in like 100 episodes.
What?
But yeah, if you're wanting to listen to this after the fact, podcast is available where all podcasts are available. But if you would like it fast, you want it the fastest way possible, become a patron. You get a custom RSS feed. You will have the new episode in your podcatcher within a couple hours after we end, just in time for you to listen to on your way to work the next day.
So you can yell at us through your car radio on the highway. It's great.
Absolutely. That's what I do with podcasts. That's why I had to create my own.
We know, Clyde.
Yeah, I know.
We know.
All right. Well, let's go on over to the post show. Thanks, everybody. We will catch you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.